Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, I'm Sam and I'm an instructional designer working in tech. I build out tech trainings, online certifications, so if you've ever gotten certified in like AWS or Salesforce, someone in my role, instructional design, has probably built out those courses and those exams. So I've been an instructional designer for almost 5 years now, and before then I was a middle school science teacher. Had a bunch of people reach out to me to kind of talk about how I made that transition from teaching to instructional design, and I've really been wanting to make an online course about it because it's a lot easier to get that information out to a lot of people when it's an on-demand course and they can take it whenever they want. That's why I'm super excited to be partnering with iSpring. It's a super easy to use PowerPoint-based course development toolkit for authoring and collaborating on building online courses. I'll be using iSpring to build out the course that I was talking to you about earlier. And if you're curious about iSpring or just want to build along with me as I'm building out my course, we can build along side by side. You can check out iSpring down below, link in the bio, for a 14-day free trial. So let's get into building my course. So for this tutorial, I'll be using a Windows machine because I can download the iSpring suite to build courses, quizzes, video tutorials, and more right on my laptop. So once I download iSpring Suite, I have the option to create a new course. I can open an existing course. You can see I have an existing course here that I worked on recently. I can create quizzes. I can create role play scenarios, which are super useful, and I'll show you a little bit more about that in a bit. I can create screencasts and more. So let's go ahead and look at what this looks like in actual PowerPoint. So here we have a course that I've started working on called Make the Transition from Teaching to Instructional Design. You can see that now I have an iSpring Suite tab. I have tools to record audio, record video, manage the narration of the video and audio that I create. I can add quizzes, either graded or not graded. I can create interactions like hotspots where my users can click around like an interface. This is super useful for like software tutorials. If you need to like show an interface and like have hotspots where if a person clicks on it, you can see like a pop-up or you can see like a description of whatever they clicked on. So role play scenarios are also really great. I've mentioned before. This allows you to kind of pre-build different conversations or scenarios, and then your learner can go ahead and click through different paths. I'll show you a bit about that in a bit. You can do screen recording. Something really great is the content library. You have slide templates, which I find super useful because I am not the best designer. I really love the character library. There's tons of different characters you can click on and use. And what's really great is you have both photos, but you also have illustrations, which, you know, depending on your audience and like what types of characters you want to use, you can pick from this very extensive library. You also have the option to add different backgrounds, objects, and icons. And again, just as before, what's really great is there's illustrations for the backgrounds, there's photos for the background. And I'll be using some of these features up here that I've mentioned in order to build out my course. All right, to start, I have my title slide. I've created just an introduction slide, which I'll add to, and then a lesson overview slide, which contains the 4 lessons of this course. Now I'll go ahead and create 4 sections in my deck to kind of break up all the slides that I'm going to be creating. I'll create 1 section for each lesson. Lesson 1 is get to know a day in the life of an instructional designer. I want my learners to do 2 things. The first is I'll want them to watch a short video from a professional instructional designer where they talk about what they do in their day-to-day. The second thing I'll want my learners to do is participate in a simulated role-play experience. So let's start with the video. To add a video, I'm going to add a new slide. And using the iSpring suite, I'm going to be using a template. So I'll click on the template and then I'll search for video. One thing I love about the templates from iSpring Suite is that they give you a bit of an example and some context as to how to use each template. The instructions are super clear so that you are not going to be confused at all how to use this template. So I'm going to click Insert. And you can see that now I have this awesome slide. It's very clean and I can put my video right here. All right, now I can add my role play scenario. I'll click the role play button. I can create a new role play, and I can also browse existing role plays that I've created recently. So here's a quick behind the scenes of a scenario I've created. I'll show you. I created this role play where a product manager is reaching out to the instructional designer or the learner who's taking the course to see if they'd be open to building a new course for the feature they're launching. I added in the product manager. You can change their emotions, you can change their background, you can change the character, and then I added in some reply options for the instructional designer or the learner to pick from. I either can respond with, asking some follow-up questions like, hey, tell me a little bit more about the course, give me some more information, or the alternate option they can choose from is, hi, yeah, let's get to it. Just send me the name of the course you want me to build and I'll build it for you, which is obviously not the right answer. So once I've created this initial starting scene, then I've created these links to the new scene. So if someone clicks on, hi, before we start building, can you tell me a bit more about your project? Then they get this scene, which is, okay, perfect. I'll set up a quick sync and we can send over some questions beforehand so we can make sure we cover everything. That's one option. And if they click this other option where they just jumped right in, you can see I've created a, I should have asked a few more questions beforehand. And this character looks quite puzzled because they just agreed to creating an online course based on no information except a title of a course alone, which is a big no-no. So I'm gonna create a few more of these, quick scenarios based on my experience and different experiences that I have in the day-to-day of an instructional designer, just so that the learner can have a really hands-on experience without actually having been in that professional environment. They can kind of get a behind-the-scenes, interactive sneak peek of real conversations that you'll have as an instructional designer. So that was how I would build out lesson 1 of my course. And there's tons of different use cases for iSpring, not just for an individual like myself wanting to build out a personal course. If you're a corporate business, you can use the entire iSpring suite to build out your training programs, your certification programs. You can build out all of your online courses. Use it to create learning and development for your internal employees. If you're a school, you can use it to create trainings for your employees as well. And if you're a freelancer, you can use iSpring to create out individual courses. You also have 24/7 support whenever you need it. So if you find that there's a feature or something that you might have questions about, just know that there's always someone to help. Thank you again to iSpring for sending me over this awesome software that I can use to build out my online courses. I can't wait to continue working on this and getting this course out live so that if you want to take it yourself, you can take it too. If you like this type of content, instructional design content, working from home content, life in tech content, don't forget to subscribe down below and please give this video a thumbs up. All right, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye.